The Benjamin Dixon Show is only possible with listener support. Go to www.patreon.com/The BPD Show.
The day is Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021. Thanks so much for joining us. We are watching the polls and all the information. You are going to have to forgive me, those of you who are watching versus those who are listening. I am not in my regular camera, but that's because I've been traveling, and I was traveling to support none other than Nina Turner. We are pulling for her to be the Congresswoman Nina Turner as soon as possible. We have members of the team that are going to be coming out through the tonight, but I actually got a surprise for us tonight as we talk about it. Nobody really, two people I know who know about this world the best would be Marcus Farrell and Noah Chonga. Let me first bring in Marcus Farrell from Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. Squirrel Gang, Trap Squad, all those things. Marcus, how you doing, brother? All right, I don't have audio for you, Marcus. You're on mute. It is still Zoom. It is still the pandemic. No, I don't hear you. We're going to get your audio. Let's do it like this. Let's take Marcus down for a second so we can get his audio going. I want to start with my trip to the 11th Congressional District. It was worth every bit of time. Let's give it a go. Marcus, you there?
Yo,
all right, we'll hold. Let's hold on Marcus until we get a chance to get his audio worked out. This trip to the 11th Congressional District for me was so important because how many people I saw supported Nina Turner on the ground. That's the difference. And I'm looking at the polls. It says that early results show that Shontel Brown has an early lead, but this is kind of how election nights go. And Marcus Farrell, one of my brothers, he knows this better than anybody else. Marcus, I think we have your audio. Thank you for joining me. How you doing, brother?
I am 8 days out of post-surgery. So like I'm supposed to be laying down, but I'm kicking it with you. I haven't shaved yet. I'm looking like a beast, but I had to come. I felt the need to actually speak up tonight with you specifically about my sister, Nina Turner, because to be quite honest with you, I was one of the people who flipped her from Hillary Clinton to Bernie Sanders. So
that's right.
I literally was in Netflix the same day Bernie Sanders got booed by the protesters. I was there.
Netroots Nation, you were at.
Netroots Nation,
that's right.
I was there trying to get Nina to come to Team Sanders. So, yeah, man. I figured since I'm not going to do my own clickbaity show tonight, I'll just jump on with you real quick.
And listen, man, Nina Turner is going to join us, and maybe we'll get a break. We're going to see. We're going to be joined by DJ Exclusive and other members of the team. My apologies to everyone for me being late. I literally did just get off the road this morning. I returned the rental car from driving down from the 11th Congressional District in order to support Nina Turner. And the thing I saw the most of, man, were negative attack ads against this sister to the point where, as I talk with people on the ground, they were reciting to me the negative attack ads.
Yeah, I mean, it's what happens when you have a lot of out of state cash, and we got to keep it 1,000. Out of state cash came from both sides, but out of state people power cash came more from Nina's side, and big donor cash came from Shontel's side. I got something that I want to say, and I want this to be a narrative for the rest of the night, because we have to be very careful as progressives whether win or lose tonight.
Right,
and this is the narrative that, and we talked about this in previous engagements, Ben, but I want to bring it back to the front. And I know I haven't talked to you about it before, but this is important, specifically when it comes down to this race. Let's not Bernie bro our way through engagements with Shontel Brown. And what I mean by that is, I don't like the people who came and represented Shontel Brown, right? And when campaigns happen, we typically get super personal, but I'm still going to move with resignation and the thought process that Shontel Brown is also still a black woman.
That's right.
And one thing that happens and a lot of progressives don't understand this, is that we turn off moderate supporters from some of our vile rhetoric.
Yeah.
That can happen in an election, post-election, instead of just talking about the issues that stand, right? We make it very personal. Nina Turner's my friend, and it's a very personal race for me, but it's a very personal race in general. Like they are hitting each other left and right.
It's
and
ugly in there.
Yeah, it's ugly, right? But what I want us God-fearing, non-God-fearing, non-gender conforming folks to do is to try to keep the attacks at where it's at, because to be quite honest with you, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. To be quite honest with you, we really don't know what Shontel Brown stands for, and that's a bad thing and a good thing and a bad thing, right? We don't know if she was a progressive or not. She never got a chance to lay out her platform. As soon as Nina, her job was to be the proxy for all powerful people.
That's right.
In DC that does not like progressive politics.
And see, that's why I wanted to talk with you tonight, because if there's any people who understand and very intimately understand what happens to you when you stand up against powerful people, we have all Nina Turner leading the bunch, because she's getting attacked at levels that, I mean, she's taking incoming fire from every direction. From the establishment, and that's inclusive of the Democratic establishment. She's getting attacked from the Republican establishment. She's getting attacked from some black folks. But what encouraged me the most was, while I was in the 11th district, man, it was the people. Now, the question is are those people in the 11th district going out, and did they go out to vote? That's always the question in a race. Tell us about your time as a campaign manager, as a campaign expert consultant, in terms of what they're looking at right now. Tell us what's going on inside of Nina Turner and Shontel Brown's campaign.
There's a group of people in the field right now that are specifically making sure that everybody who stayed in line in the precincts that are like in more urban areas that tend to wrap around the corner, stay in line and vote. There are folks that are reinforcing and waiting for specific counties that haven't turned their numbers in yet, that are basically saying we're strong here, we're not strong here. But honestly, 30%, 40%, 50% of that campaign is just sitting back waiting on what the hell is about to happen, right?
Getting the results, waiting for results to come in.
That's right. There's no more communications emails that you need right now. There's no more T-shirt orders. There's no more yard sign orders, right?
What's done is done, and the work is it.
And if you left it on the field, you left it on the field. And they should be proud of themselves for what I'm gonna say this right here. Our left, my left, that I've worked constantly so hard for, Ben Dixon, that you have so hard for. I say our left, I'm claiming ownership of it. Our left has consistently done something that we need, that hopefully this race doesn't happen. Our left shows up to rallies, and our left doesn't show up to polls.
Yeah.
Right.
Now that's the problem.
We like a good party, right? We like a good fiery speech. But when it comes down to actually being there and galvanizing folks on election day, that's when our problems start arising. So I'm hoping that we cash in on some of the momentum, because she had one of the largest field efforts of any congressional campaign in the history of America.
Now, they were organized. Let me tell you, when I landed in, and by landed, I mean I drove, because, I'm not jumping on any of these airplanes doing the Delta variant. COVID cans. We're not flying on COVID cans right now. But when I drove to Cleveland, I saw a team that was organized. I saw a team that was mobilized. And I did see the community come out. However, this is a special election. And with special elections, turnout is a very difficult thing. But here we have in Sister Turner the opportunity to actually get some change. Because I'm telling you, man, Sister Turner. I know her. Noah Changa knows her. And we all vouch for her that she is the authentic article.
Yeah, there's not much more that you can say. Like, I met Senator Turner, and just out of our conversation, and the first time that we talked, I was preaching that prophetic Bernie fire, right?
That's right.
I'm this young or I don't know, I guess I was young, like guy that a black guy that was the newly minted black outreach director for Bernie Sanders. And I see Nina Turner, and I was like, I keep hearing about this woman, this firebrand that's, so I just went up to meet her. So we started talking, and she was like, well, what do you do? And I was like, well, I'm the black outreach director for Bernie. And she, and she was the first black person, one of the first black people when I said that wasn't like, ew, get away from me. Right.
Wait. Let's unpack that. You mean that in your professional career as a campaign manager, I mean, you're not new to this. You true to this. You worked on some serious campaigns, and you mean to tell me that some people's reactions to you as a professional was ill because you supported Bernie Sanders?
Absolutely, man.
I know about it, but
I'll unpack it a little bit. When Hillary Clinton was running for president, it was three segments of human beings. It was pro-Hillary, which I would say was about 60% of the elected officials, and maybe like.
And you're talking about Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton, yeah.
Yes.
And it was the anti-Hillary who still had beef with Hillary because of Obama, right? Because of the Obama-Hillary primary that were up for grabs, right?
Okay, let me contextualize that for the people, because people need to understand how personal politics is, as you said, because there were people still mad at Obama, President Obama, because he won the primaries against Hillary Clinton in 2008. Am I hearing you correctly?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, and the beef was still there, right? Like, and in my campaign strategy that I tried to parlay to the upper echelon of Bernie campaign, I would say all the time, there's a lot of Obama people who don't like Hillary Clinton, and they're still in Obama world, but we can see that the obvious politics of Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama kind of aligned a lot, and they eventually just merged into one thing.
That's right.
And then there was the both of them, anti-establishment, right? But it was not many of us. And I was one of the first people in America to go to the South and talk to preachers and elected officials and old aunties about Bernie Sanders, right? And for the most part, people would take it in neutral and like, we'll find out some more information about him. And then the established folks who had, it was a lot of black folks who were like, we're already with Hillary. What are you talking about? What are you doing, black man? Why are you even attempting to talk to me about anybody else besides Hillary Clinton? Hillary's our person, right? Except young black folks. Younger black folks were like, crime bill, super predators. Yeah, we don't necessarily.
Hang on, because I want to contextualize for everybody who's listening, because the story is magnificent, man. It's magnificent on a level that is actually troubling, but also we're talking about the division in generations, right? And we saw this in the South Carolina primary with Congressman, what's our guy name? The one with he sounds like the Nutty Professor, Jim Clyburn.
I can do it real now that I've been in the hospital.
The one who says that we don't need sloganeering, Jim Clyburn, who is stopping us from he's not stopping us from bringing an end to qualified immunity, but he is stopping us from using the leading edge of our rhetorical approach by attacking us. And he is proxy. He works lock sync. Wherever you see the Democratic establishment, you see this black man, Jim Clyburn, who has done a good job of undermining the progressive movement across the country. Do I have that diagnosis correct?
Yeah, I mean, he is. Listen, you can like Clyburn from things that he's done in the past, but for the past 5 years, I don't have to use rhetoric like Mike and other folks do just to describe him, because I've done that on Clickbait a million times.
Mike.
Killer Mike.
Killer Mike, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Michael Render. I don't have to use that kind of rhetoric. What I can do, Ben, is just say, all right, what you doing? Right?
Yeah. What's your results?
No, not even what's your results. What's your plan? Like what's your purpose here? Right? You just say to work with Biden is not a policy platform that black people in America can go by anymore. And that's evident from the Biden administration just recently saying that we need to out-organize the Republican Party after we already out-organized them to get anything done.
Pause, and reflect. We got to pause on that because this is where the rubber meets the road. I need people who may never have watched this show ever to understand the stakes because you just led us there. He was talking, President Joe Biden, the man that black people put into power, is saying that, sorry, guys, you got to work a little harder to keep your right to vote because I'm afraid that I am not going to be able to get rid of the filibuster because of Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema. So let's out-organize these racists who are trying to take away our right to vote. That's the Joe Biden you're talking about, right?
Yeah, you got it right, Ben Dixon, brother Ben. And I mean, let's go a little further than that. In that same light, they want us to out-organize the Republicans, but you're busy spending energy going to the establishment Democrats, and this goes back to Clyburn. You spent more energy talking bad about Nina Turner than you have publicly ostracizing Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin, who are the real enemies in the fight for progress, even for our moderate wins. Like we can't like the victory that the establishment can celebrate if it doesn't work out tonight is beating Nina Turner. That's the only victory that they can.
Exactly.
That's the only victory that they can just. Did you pass HR1? Did you pass anything?
No, but we stopped Nina Turner.
Woohoo! Right? Like,
did we get reparations?
Do we even have the nerve to talk about reparations? Right?
Not no more because it's inconvenient for them now.
Right. So I mean, let's just keep it 1,000. Right? Like. And it's so hard for me because another thing that's on my resume is I'm also a Congressional Black Caucus Institute graduate.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of high quality, righteous black people that have been produced by the CBC.
Yeah.
But there's also this problematic CBC PAC that does the most executive, anything Wall Street wants to do ass decisions on behalf of black people for Wall Street. And it's like we don't put two and two together as black folks.
Oh, I know what game they playing. Finish that thought.
I mean, so I'm thinking to myself, all right, man, how can you, an organization that's supposed to be the conscience of the Congress, that's what they call themselves, the CBC, conscience of the Congress.
And we're talking about the Congressional Black Caucus. All the black folks we've sent up there here until this point.
Right. They're the conscience of the Congress. So I'm going to tell y'all something about Congress if the CBC is the current conscience of the current Congress. The current Congress doesn't do anything.
How does that work?
So the current Congress doesn't pass.
I tell you what, because we digging in deep, and we're going to dig.
I'm sorry, bro.
Deeper.
I'm sorry,
I'm
bro.
ready. I'm ready to go in. I'm ready to go in with you. But we started in a complete hour late, and that's on me. So I have to send out some very personal apologies here to Sister Georgia Fort, who was here ready to start with me, but I did just get off the road, and she had to leave. So Georgia, I apologize. She's going to join the conversation when she's able to come back. DJ exclusive, and same with Rebecca Zor. They were all waiting on me, but I was trying to get off the road and get everything set up. As you can tell by virtue of the fact that I don't have my good camera on, I look like I'm in somebody's basement. We're going to take a quick breather here because I want to reset and I want to give other people opportunity to join the conversation. Noah Changa is going to join us tonight.
Hey.
Because if anybody else knows exactly what you're talking about, Marcus, in terms of what the Democratic Party will do to you if you stand up to them, it would be you and Sister Noah Changa.
Right.
And so we're going to take a quick breather. David, if you would give us some music, just a little quick break. And when we come back, we're going to expand the conversation even further. Nina Turner is going to join us tonight. I spoke with her earlier today. We're going to get the results first. We're going to let them have their time. And actually, Marcus, before we go to break, you can help me understand this. At what point will it be the best time for Sister Turner to call in, because you've been a campaign manager and we don't want to inundate her, but because this night can go in a couple different directions, and I want to be mindful of that. So it's not we don't just want her to come on. We want to make sure we cover her because too many other people are trying to get at it.
Perfect. The perfect night would be she wins, she does her victory speech, and then she walks over to a corner and it says hello to the Ben Dixon world, right?
Yeah.
That would be the perfect world. So we anywhere from 30 to 45, actually anywhere from 15 to 30 after her victory/concession speech.
Okay, so we're going to keep our eyes on that. We're going to check some streams and see if there's any announcements. We want to get the podium shot. I'm sure they have a podium shot by now, David. So we're going to take a break. Let's find the podium shot so everyone can take a look at where we expect Sister Turner to come out and give a speech at some point tonight. We're giving you live coverage of the 11th congressional district that is happening in the state of Ohio. It is a race between Nina Turner and Shontel Brown. It is, in fact, my friend Jason Johnson from MSNBC, a proxy war. And I like my filet mignon medium rare. We'll be back.
I just talked to him. He says he's going to buy him something tonight. That's what he just said. That's what he just said.
Well, we're going to rub it in I love my brother, but we're going to rub it in his face if things work out tonight. And Nina Turner is the next U.S. representative from the 11th congressional district in Ohio. David, take us to a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to try to go and reach out to all of my team they were here. I wasn't, but that's my fault because I just got off the road and I haven't been keeping up with everything I need to keep up with. But we are giving you live coverage. David, it's in your hands. We'll be right back after this.
Ordinary things do happen, and we are those ordinary people. Hello, somebody.
This is all a giant soap opera. It's a giant drama.
With us being too distracted or too dozy to notice.
We need somebody that cares for the people.
No one ever makes $1 billion. You take $1 billion.
When people say the system is rigged,
guess what happens?
Hello, somebody.
You have to understand how it is we came to be here.
Biden's term is over. The whole thing is over.
Both Democrats and Republicans, they love each other. Kumbaya.
You were promised an improvement to your life.
We've seen this movie before.
And so this is the dance that we do all the time.
So it's all a joke, and the politicians know it's a joke.
It's a clown show.
We're all wearing clown outfits today.
This just gets in the way of people recognizing who the real crooks are.
We have multi-millionaire Democrats and Republicans rolling in it.
And the world is burning because of that.
God damn! We need to see a spark.
Politics basically is theater. Responding to theater with more theater actually makes sense.
Hello, somebody.
You have to bring your own pageant.
To the elites of this nation, you cannot have it all. Hello, somebody.
We need to wake up.
The system that is so rigged.
What do we call it? Trickle-down economics?
Get off Twitter. Go on the offense.
Do some self-care, America.
I'm saying it. We're all thinking it.
I'm coming for your greed.
No one ever made a difference by being like everyone else.
Capable of addressing the most significant challenges of our time: climate change, healthcare, economic inequality.
I'm coming for your greed.
Bullying the shit out of Joe Biden and the Democrats.
The Empire Strikes Back.
Make sure that they don't get away with it.
I'm sure no one could have seen this coming. You're gonna put up with this? Or are you gonna fight back?
Yes, queen.
You gotta sacrifice more in order to get this win.
We need to talk about the players who will settle for nothing more than total conquest.
Welcome back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, non-gender conforming individuals, to the Benjamin Dixon Show. We are streaming in high resolution, even if my camera does not look like it. I had the privilege of going to Ohio's 11th congressional district and covering the race for Nina Turner. And honestly, I was encouraged by the people on the ground. The people on the ground really genuinely love Nina Turner. I want to bring Marcus back into the conversation if he's still with us. Because you're right. One of the things that we do, these are some of the photos that I took.
Looking like new money.
Yeah, that's a real slow B-roll. But one of the things I noticed is that let's start with what Nina Turner is fighting for, because we want to make sure that people understand very simply, this is not really and this is not just a race with politicians. And I was talking to Dr. Carl Mack, who is our historian on the show, and he was like, he doesn't see Nina as the people don't travel across the country for a politician. Talk about that for a minute.
I mean, the motivation. I mean, she's Listen, she is right now. She is the one who can bring the black prophetic fire to elected office more than anyone else can. The establishment has to stop Nina because Nina is of the old school Baptist,
that's it,
brimstone and fire, black evangelical almost spirit, meaning that she's gonna say something. And she's going to say something in a way that African Americans currently aren't hearing really from anyone outside of organizers who are screaming for our lives, basically on the streets. Right? You don't really hear politicians that bring that black Baptist spirit. Right? And why is that important to stop right now? Because then you add messaging points like Medicare for all. Then you add messaging points like doing something about police. Then you add these messaging points that the left has been pushing for years on top of this prophetic fire. You don't want that to actually be a sitting member of Congress if you are an establishment figure. So people all around the country it's fair to say that Nina was almost just as big of a draw as Bernie was.
Listen, I've seen Nina speak in person. Well, matter of fact, that's where I remember back in Atlanta, we were at Sweet Lounge a couple years ago, and Bernie Sanders was having a rally, but Bernie wasn't there. Nina was there. And man, I think that may have been the first time I got to see her in person, even though we had, how these internet and COVID relationships are, you sometimes you get to know people at a distance before you get to meet them in person. When I met Nina in person, man, that sister has some fire, and she's fighting for things that people care about, like Medicare for all. I really like to make sure that people can go to a doctor without going broke, people to make a living wage. She's fighting for the Amazon workers to be able to organize in Bessemer, Alabama, to organize across the country. What else do you see that she is fighting for that black people need to be excited about?
Man, Nina's fighting for us to not be gaslit. That's it. I mean, Nina's fighting for us to have a congressional black caucus. I mean, because her district is still diverse, right? There's white folks in the district. There's all types of races in the district. But I'm coming from a black lens right now.
Yeah.
Nina is going to talk about doing things, like actually doing things, like 1 + 1 = 2. How does Medicare for all help the black community?
That's right.
Right. As a congresswoman, she's going to do that. There's nobody. I mean, Bernie even had a hard time doing that. Right. No one has done that. Right. So an elected Nina gives the South Carolinas primaries of the world a shakeup because there's consistent communication to a community that always, our politicians tell us when we're happy. That's the way the CBC wants it. They want, and not the CBC, but just
when we should be satisfied too.
Yeah, we should be satisfied with your child credit, right? Well, I'm a single guy that doesn't have children.
Come on, who else said that? Brother James, DJ Exclusive. He was like, and Rebecca. They said that we happy that you got that credit because that's what we're talking about. We got to be very specific here. We're talking about a faction of the Democratic Party. No, strike that, because it's not even about the Democratic Party. We're doing what you said. We got to look at this through the black lens. We're talking about a faction of the black community that is in league with the powerful establishment, and they have been telling us when we should be satisfied with what we get from politicians. Is that what I heard you say?
Yeah, yes, because they play the insider baseball and then they go out with the messaging, right? Nina's not going to do that. Nina's going to, I mean, if you think about it, we have yet to hear a platform from Shontel. So yes, I am going to criticize, and her campaign might win, but I'm going to criticize there not being messaging besides I'm not Nina and I can work with Joe Biden, right? An elected Nina Turner changes that narrative. An elected Nina Turner sort of gives us a platform that we haven't had. I mean, what's the National Black Platform? What's the Congressional Black Caucus platform right now
for black folks,
for black people? Like, I mean, and I'm not trying to even be a hotep here. I'm not, and I don't. And to my brothers who That's not even a bad word, really. But I'm not trying to be extra crispy pro-black here. Like, what do y'all stand for? You know what I mean? Like if somebody could tell me, what does the Congressional Black Caucus stand for? We know what they stand against. They stand against anything that Bernie Sanders says. They stand against anybody who supported Bernie Sanders in the past. They stand against Republicans, right? Like, we have to be honest with you. They stand against Republicans also. But what are they planning on doing? Just riding idly throughout the course of time until they can figure out how we get the right amount of crumbs for African Americans to not be last in education, last in and making sure that our babies are born, right? And infant mortality. Last in, obesity rates, right? Like, is that what they, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, they don't have a platform. So my thing is, Nina has a platform. And it's the first thing out of her mouth every single time. You can't have a loud mouth sister that you can't attack. You dig what I'm saying? Because she is also a black woman. The CBC.
That was. I want to actually expand on that, and we'll probably, when Anoa Changa joins us, if she still has time to. I want to be sure because we made a lot of invites, and we want to make sure everyone gets a chance to be here. However, one of the things I know Anoa could speak to is that perspective that I heard on the ground in Cleveland. One sister, and I talked about it this morning on the show, it's like when you speak truth to power, you know this, and I need you to testify to it. When you are big enough and bad enough to look at the most powerful people in this country and say, we good, they have a problem with that, to the point where they will send out everything in this race. And I'll look it up while you comment on that. They accept that there's money from Republicans in this race attacking Nina Turner. That tells me everything I need to know about who I need to support. Marcus.
Yeah, Nina has never spoken ill, as far as I know, about Israel, but there's an Israel pact that's against her. First, amen to what you just said, right? Like, we don't have to. What's the platform that Nina Turner brings? And I'm gonna go back to this, is a platform for a district like Ohio 11th. You mean to tell me black people in Ohio 11th who are having a stomach surgery like I had last Monday doesn't want to have Medicare for all? You dig what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Hey, listen, I still got to pay money every single month for the health care, even
for
if it's
people who don't
Obamacare.
know what Medicare for all is. Why? Just what's a real simple way for someone from the streets to know what Medicare for all is going to do for them?
Medicare for all is going to allow you to go to an ER and not get charged for it, have a hospital ride in a vehicle. If someone in your family got hurt, shot, or you're having a baby, and you're not going to necessarily pay $1,400 for it, like I was charged for an ER ride one time. It's going to allow you to do things like get basic checkups. See, Medicare for all, for black men specifically,
will save our lives.
It saves our lives. We are afraid of going to the doctor's office for a multitude of reasons. One reason being that we have a distrust of the medical system. But the second reason, the more important reason, is we are afraid of the bill, right? Yeah. We're afraid of a hospital bill. Did you know that like literally somewhere around 60% of African American men only visit the hospital when they have a traumatic event?
Yeah, I did know that, because I'm in that group.
Right. So that's what Medicare for all does. It stops the stigma. And you got to understand this. If you're a big pharmacy company that supports having to be able to charge somebody $100 for a pump of insulin, or $80 for some, for Oxycontin, or which should be out of the window, and cannabis should be legal, but that's neither here nor there. If you could charge all these, we'll talk about that one day.
That's another episode.
Yeah. But if you could charge all these obscene amounts of money and put it on the backs of poor people, right? Then of course you don't want Medicare for all to go anywhere, right? If you know that you owe a hospital bill, and then you're allowed to tax a percentage more on it and get money for the next 10 years off of a procedure that happened for 30 minutes of your life of getting health care, then you're not going to change that. And who does that affect the most? It affects African American women and men.
Yeah, man. I know for a fact my father would still be alive had he had a regular doctor, but he couldn't because he was so busy doing the ministry. And so there's just because a part of his ministry, his ministry was street ministry, and in fact he died in a church while doing Bible study for homeless people. But if he had Medicare for all, he could have been seeing a doctor on a regular basis, checking his cholesterol, checking his blood pressure, checking the diabetes, checking those things. And black men, and this is what pisses me off to the umpteenth degree of piscitude, if I can make up that
Festivity.
word. Festivity is the fact that we got black people who got money, like James Clyburn, who is actively standing in the way of black people who need Medicare for all. More black men could live if we get Medicare for all. Or am I overestimating the impact of Medicare
no, you're
for
not.
all?
But no, you're not. But for your viewers who are watching, I'm gonna go somewhere real quick. Win, lose, or draw tonight, y'all have to start running for office. It doesn't have to be Nina Turner, and it doesn't have to be. You guys have to start replacing these people. In South Carolina, you need to start running for city council and start being independent of systems. Start learning how to do some deep organizing on your own. In Alabama, in Mississippi, in Georgia, because we cannot allow status quo politicians to think that they are the king and queen makers of America, because at this point, they're doing nothing. We're still dying in the streets.
Oh, yeah, brother. Yeah.
We're still dying in the streets.
Yeah.
We're still like this is. I mean, this is a humanity appeal. Last year we were talking about reparations and defunding the police, and you know what we got for that?
Nothing.
We got more police. We got more police and more hatred from Republicans, and nobody to stand up for the things that they were just campaigning on.
Can I want
6
to
months
show the
ago.
people? Can you help me show the people in a very simplistic way the game? Well, two things, and before the night is out, I want to show the game that is played with black lives by the Democratic Party. I just got to. And I know Nina Turner is running as a Democrat, but you said something at the top of the show about you claiming, like you were laying claim to something in particular. What was that you were talking about? And because to me, I don't believe that after all these things that we built this country. How y'all gonna ask us to not claim what we built, right? We built the Democratic Party. We saved y'all after y'all lost the South for a generation. Talk to Lyndon B. Johnson about that. We saved you, and then we saved you again in 2020. We saved you twice within 3 months. We saved you in November of 2020 and helped you get Joe Biden. We helped you in January of 2021 and helped you get John Ossoff and what's my brother's name? Reverend Raphael Warnock. Mm-hmm. We've been saving the Democratic Party since time immemorial. And when we step up and say, can you do something for the people? They let attack ads be run against sisters like Nina Turner.
Yeah, I mean, listen, throw a rock and hide your hand mentality that they have, right? And here's my thing though. Our side of the house doesn't help either, Ben Dixon. Like
you started the show with that.
Yeah. Our side of the house doesn't help either. We have to be able to. You swap more flies with honey, right? And you definitely damper down a vote with negative attack ads, and we allow white folks who aren't a part of our community on both sides to dictate how we speak and how we have conversations with each other, and then they pick their proxies within the black community to actually do the dirty work for them. I mean, I don't know if your crowd remembers me, but it's Marcus Farrell from Clickbaity. I talk like that. Like I'm not trying to cap. I'm not trying to cap and save anybody from the toxicity of whiteness at some point, right? And we have to be careful about allowing whiteness within our own campaigns. And when we go at each other, we should be talking about how do we stop our babies from dying in our community,
brother.
I haven't heard that argument yet in this race, right? We need to be talking about how can we slim down the violence. We need to be talking about how can we increase the amount of education and the amount of high school graduates within Ohio's 11th district. We need to be talking about the basics of of having living wage jobs, right? Having like what wage is good in Cuyahoga County? What way? Like we need to have these, and the conversations don't happen because they would much rather spend a couple $1 million on Nina Turner said that Joe Biden did something that Joe Biden really did.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
instead of allowing our narratives to be important for what will turn us out.
That's right.
I'm
looking at Marcus one other thing, because I want to flesh this out, and it's so important for us to understand the nature. I'm gonna try to do this without getting angry. I want us to understand the nature of why they are attacking Nina Turner and the angle from which they are attacking her. And we're going to get some audio from her so we can listen to some of the things she's fighting for, because there are people who don't know her yet, but y'all will. But before I go there, I need to pivot to the other thing that Nina Turner absolutely fights for. She fights for the people. She fights for workers. She fights for union rights. She fights for organizers. She fights for women's rights. She fights for the LGBTQIA non-gender conforming community rights. She fights for all of the people, the most marginalized. And here she is being vilified as if she wasn't black enough. I heard that narrative in Cuyahoga County because Republican groups from the outside were spending money to actually insinuate these types of things. That's the and it's an insidious form of politics, but they don't have any problem doing it against us.
Hey man, Joe Biden let the cat out the bag during the campaign when he was talking to Charlemagne, and he said, if you ain't voting for me, you ain't black. Right? Now listen, that might be an inconvenient statement to make, right? But that statement literally really did happen.
Yeah.
Right. So
no, we saw it. We could. I mean, we're not
like we could pull up that. We could pull that up, right? Like so, they and I bring that up because it's just a kind of counter narrative of if you're not black the way that we want you to be black, if you don't show up black the way that you want us to show up to be black, then you're not black, and that means that if Jim Clyburn can't come to you and sit in front of your barbecue and you better vote for my bosses, and you don't say yes, a boss, that means you ain't black enough. It's that simple, right? And I can get away. And Ben, I want to say this: I can get away with making that statement because they don't have no other options. They're not saying what they're going to do. They're not saying how they're going to help us as black people. They're saying vote for me because I say I can work with our boss the best. What kind of crap is that? What is that? Think about that. Like literally, who are you representing when your whole campaign or part of your campaign is I need to work with Biden the best. Listen, I had a conversation with Jason. Jason's somewhere around here. I had a conversation with Jason Johnson, and I'll get through this and I'll leave it alone. My thing is this right here. If you're going to do all this work against Nina, then bring us some options, right? But you guys only win insider Democratic politics.
That's right.
Y'all don't win. You can't even win, and we have a majority in the House and the Senate, and y'all can't win. We own all tree. And we can't get any progressive. So you want us to vote somebody in who does more of what you do, and that's not win?
Losers. But no. The funny thing to say is to call them losers. They're actually not on our side. They're not on our side, brother. And what I mean by that is I have experienced firsthand how there are people from the black community who are more than happy to sell us out in exchange for the power that they seek. I have experienced it firsthand. I know you have, and I know most people understand exactly what I'm talking about. There are reactionaries in every community. There are people who will sell you out in every single community. That said, Nina Turner is not one of those people, and I can vouch for her because I have spoken with her. I know you have, and you can feel you don't need us to vouch for Nina Turner because she's speaking truth to power. Marcus.
Man, Ben, listen, I haven't even got on here and really talked enough about Nina, and that's because I just trust Nina. You know what I mean? Like, now nobody's perfect. Me and Nina don't agree about everything. And right. and we've openly talked about that in public before. You dig what I'm saying? I've been critical of Nina Turner. I'm also a max donor to Nina Turner, though, in her campaign. So, you know what I mean? And I say that because I don't have to worry about her actually fighting for her district, right? Like, that's something that is like just so natural. And when you talk like that, she's not pushing a Bernie Sanders narrative on Ohio 11th. She's pushing the Ohio 11th narrative on the political world, including Bernie Sanders. If you know Nina Turner, then I'm gonna tell you something. If you know Nina Turner, then the black stuff that Bernie Sanders did do, who you think talked to her? Who you think that person was, right? They're not sitting back, just sort of like floating along, creating talking points. And Bernie says, yeah, that's okay if you say that. That's not okay if you say that. Listen. In my personal business, Nina Turner has the right perspective. And when it comes down to incarceration, when it comes down to making sure that things are fair, she's going to fight for the whole district. And if you can't just look at her and see that she is a black woman, that is 100% black woman that we don't have to question and shows up in blackness, then you're looking at the wrong candidate, man. So I haven't even talked about her that much because she's been a rock for me personally when it comes down to progressive politics that I'd like to see.
And we are in need of so I want to make sure we level set, because sometimes I have a tendency to communicate these things in a very verbose way. But we're talking about the good guys here, folks. The good women, the good non-gender conform, the good people. We're talking about the good people. We're talking about the people. If you give them power, if you give them resources, if they're people who are leading our country right now. Marcus, you said it, and it triggered a thought in me. We got to save our babies. There are people who are leading our country right now who are okay with us sending our children back into these schools when they don't have vaccines in the middle of a pandemic. And now watch this. That's Joe Biden. Joe Biden saying we got to go back to full capacity. Let me show you who Joe Biden is triangulating with. Joe Biden is not our enemy, but we got to be sure we understand who our real friends are. I voted for Joe Biden. Nina Turner voted for Joe Biden. I don't know who you voted for, but we all paid the price. We voted for Joe Biden to get rid of Donald Trump. But now what we're saying is getting rid of Donald Trump is not enough. We need more. And you got some people who are saying, no, boss, we're good. And you got others that's saying we want the liberation of black people and all marginalized people, no matter what their race is. That's Nina Turner. Marcus.
Man, listen, Nina Turner is going to do better for the Democratic Party than the Democratic Party ever did by her. Nina Turner is going to bring people into the Democratic Party as a congresswoman. Nina Turner is going to bring people into the Democratic Party that are disillusioned. You really want to have a conversation with, okay, because let me tell you something. Joe Biden, Ossoff, Warnock, all the white consultants, all the gatekeeper people that think that y'all did something amazingly special to get that victory. Now, the margin of victory that happened because of 18 to 24-year-olds in places like Georgia who actually stepped up and voted at the highest levels that they have before, and that's a young voter. And that's because they expected things, and we had to make promises to these people in states like Georgia. Now, as an organizer who actually has done work here in Georgia and around the nation, Nina Turner stands for more of the things that I fought for and got people to vote for than not. That's Nina Turner stands for that more than the Democratic Party right now.
That's right.
Insider Democrats don't even like platforms being announced.
Wait. Because I think you need to translate that for the streets. That means you got people who want political power who, quite honestly, don't even want you to know what they're fighting for.
Yeah.
Why would a politician not want to know what you're fighting for, Marcus?
Because you have to hold them accountable to it.
Oh, so if we know what they're fighting for, then they know we can hold them accountable to something. And so instead of telling us what you're fighting for, you give us sloganeering.
You give us a chicken, the opposite of a chicken salad.
Which is what?
Chicken shit.
Boy, we can do a little routine if we wanted to, man. Hey, y'all, we got to take 5. I got to take 5. I got to reset. I need to get some ice on my voice, man. It's been a long trip. As you can tell, I'm looking like 1982. Marcus, you over there looking good with the high resolution camera that I told you to buy.
You taught me, bro. You taught me.
And you made sure I remembered how important it is that we celebrate our sister Nina Turner. And so win, lose, or draw, I believe she's going to win, but I've been wrong before. This won't be the first time I've been wrong. But I think she is going to win, lose, or draw. We need to celebrate people like Nina Turner because she's one of the good people fighting for us. Do you concur, Doctor?
Absolutely. That's why I'm here, man. That's why.
Hey, let's turn up. Let's take a quick break. I'm going to go get me some ice water. David, it's in your hands. Give us a good song. We'll be back right after this.
Something to buy, yeah. Set the potato, boy, sunlight that always stays, dinner by the waterway. It's that sweet life. Raise your cross. Made some dude crack a smile. He asked if I could stay a while. I'm living that high life. Time to catch a flight, but you can make me go. Unlocking all the memories of my new home. Ventilated echoes playing to and fro. Back and forth, yeah. Caught some kids dancing in the alleyway. Crazy how the melodies began to play, yeah. Tell me how you feeling when you hear the lyric, yeah. My heart's in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. I left my heart in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. Shopping together, I brought a girl on my Vespa. She said I already told ya, yeah. I never dated a black guy. I said you're brown yourself. Let me offer help. Come on inside, where everybody knows your name. Everybody knows your name. Time to catch a flight, but you can make me go. Unlocking all the memories of my new home. Ventilated echoes playing to and fro. Back and forth, yeah. Caught some kids dancing in the alleyway. Crazy how the melodies began to play, yeah. Tell me how you feeling when you hear the lyric, yeah. My heart's in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. I left my heart in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. Somewhere to sunlight that always stays in and by the waterway. It's that sweet life, sweet life, sweet life. I never never wanna go home, go home. I'm living in Stockholm, Stockholm. I never wanna go home, go home. I'm living in Stockholm, Stockholm. I never wanna go home,
Welcome
go
back.
home. I'm living in Stockholm.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, non-gender conforming individuals, to a special episode of the Benjamin Dixon Show. We're streaming live. We are normally live Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm joined by none other than Marcus Farrell. He is one of two of the hosts from Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap, and I think the people probably never thought they see us on screen again. We got you on mute, brother. All right, we'll give me a second.
Let me plug
Clickbaity
real quick. If y'all came over to Clickbaity every now and then, y'all know that because Ben Dixon has been on Clickbaity a couple of times last month. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, bro.
And it was good. It was a good time. Nah, man. Of course, man. We make good music together, my brother.
Hey, man, you got to find the right bandmates, and I've got them. I've got them in the form of Rebecca Azor. I've got DJ Exclusive, and I got Georgia Fort, Dr. Carl Mack. And man, let me tell you, I have been on the road, and they have been holding it down for me, and I've been able to step away and listen to the show. Making good music, like you said, you and I do in Clickbaity, like we make good music together, and it's important to have people around you that you can make good music with, because a lot of people out here faking them phone. But that's a whole other conversation.
Shout out to Rebecca. Shout out to DJ Bubble.
Yeah, and honestly, I got to give them a shout out too, because they were in the waiting room waiting on me, and
I saw him. I was hanging out with him.
Oh man, I'm in trouble, man.
And shout out to Sister Fort too, Georgia Fort.
Oh man,
her Instagram page is on point. She gonna cuss you out too.
I know. I'm sorry, y'all. That's on me. And I was so anyway. But here's a problem. I don't like coming on camera looking like this with the camera like this, man. I left my camera batteries in the rental car, so in the morning I'm gonna have to get up and go to Enterprise, and I'm not gonna ride. I rode my bike to Enterprise today because I'm crazy like that.
I'm gonna tell you something. If you come downtown, I got batteries. You got to charge them though.
I would charge them, but they're actually either in the Enterprise rental car or they're in Ohio. Either way you go, I'm gonna get some new batteries tomorrow, and we're gonna keep on rocking with the morning show. But man, listen, I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight, because you called me and you said we need to celebrate Nina Turner, win, lose, or draw. And why don't you talk about it in context of Nina? Why is it important for us, specifically as Black people? I rock with you leftists, I rock with you progressives, but I got to rock with Black folks first. Why is it important for Black folks to celebrate Nina Turner?
It's important for Black folks to celebrate Nina because, as much as it's funny, you'll hear from a lot of people that say Black folks aren't a monolith, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so if we're not a monolith, that means that we have different levels of thought, right? So I can appreciate a well-timed common sense argument from a Candace Owens of the world. If it makes sense. I can appreciate a good argument from anybody, right?
Right.
If it makes sense. Nina Turner has done nothing but make sense arguments that comes from a different perspective than the current electoral system that has not created gains in the Black community whatsoever.
Man,
so
break that down. Say that sentence again for the streets, man.
Yeah.
Make it plain for the people.
Yeah, listen. You have Republicans, you have moderate Democrats, and they've been running your world for the past 70 years. Right? You have Republicans and you have Democrats. And you have moderate Democrats in the past 40, 45 years since the advent of neoliberalism that have been the ones that have been basically making all of the decisions for the Black community while trying to make inroads and utilizing Black faces and saying things like you're not Black if you don't support a Democratic Party like this. A Democratic Party that really has not done anything for you, or a Democratic Party that allows elected officials to come around in every October and say things and then not do them and then blame the or then tell the organizers, y'all got to organize more next time. We can do what we want to.
I want to enhance the conversation. I want to throw a tangent in here that's going to sound crazy, but man, working in this field, you know who hates talking to me the most? on the phone. It's when I'm in this mode, in this political mode. My mother and my brothers, because we have been trained professionally to talk at a speed in which we can get and we're professionals. I'm going to be your translator because I finally listened to myself and I'm like, I'm saying a whole bunch of words, Dixon. Maybe people don't understand. We really talk about life and death here. We're really talking about whether you can go see a doctor. We're really talking about whether you can organize on your job. Listen, man, I live in a city where Amazon is taking over my entire city. And they doing it with the boys off the block. They doing it with our brothers and our sisters. And we're talking about we don't have a political system that will protect our people. In fact, we have a political system that will kill our people. Check COVID-19. Now, I want to translate because you're saying the fire absolute damn truth. But I want to translate for the streets. So say everything you want to say. I'm going to translate.
It's and I hope the streets understand me. Streets might check 1, 2. I've been here the whole time, but if they don't, then listen, it's basic. The people who want to maintain the status quo are the reasons why you should like Nina, because she's a different vote. She's a different
people
voice.
in charge. The people in charge are scared of the new kid on the block.
Yeah, absolutely, and they should be. And they rightfully should be, because they know they've been playing this dangerous game with the black community for years. Vote for me and I'll set you free, and then go get more cops, right? It's you have to value a voice that is elected, that is not the status quo. Let's just support whatever Joe Biden says because I like my buttered biscuit, right?
Okay, let me translate that. You said we asked for them to abolish the police, or at least defund the police, or at least put some money in it. But what they did was give more money to the police.
That's right. Absolutely. And they gave the cops more money through COVID bills, like through bills that's supposed to be saving us, right?
You mean to tell me when they didn't give us money for us to pay our rent, they gave money to cops even in the middle of the George Floyd protest?
That's right.
How did they get away with that, Marcus?
Easy. White supremacy. Easy. Like we are still in this day and age. Black people are still considered organically dangerous to the point where, because let's be honest with you, like there has been a crime wave since things have opened up. Folks have been inside the house for the past year and a half, right? Atlanta is the wild, wild west down here, right? Sure. We've seen bumps in Cleveland. We've seen bumps in DC. We've seen bumps in every state that had to deal with major lockdowns. But to think that police need more money when you haven't dealt with the original sin of slavery, when you haven't dealt with the original sin of what modern day policing came from, and that is slave patrols. We haven't separated that at all. We haven't taken a break from that. So the answer to us,
they've been killing us all these years and we ain't caught a break yet.
We haven't caught a break yet, man. We haven't caught a break. And we can have voices that don't necessarily kumbaya with each other inside of the Capitol building. Like imagine a Cori Bush with a Nina Turner.
Oh my God.
With the Ayanna Presley, just talking about, okay, we want our black men to not die, so we're not necessarily certain about giving these police departments more money, and somebody actually saying that out loud. And it hasn't been proven yet that what Clyburn likes to push, it hasn't been proven in any election that defund the police has made any Democrat lose. If you lost, you lost because you're a shitty Democrat.
Man, I'm looking at these pictures on our screen. We are dealing, and I believe this is footage, if I'm not mistaken, David, help me understand who sent. Is this Minneapolis I'm looking at? Because it looks familiar. But the thing is, this happens all the way around. I thought this was Georgia's footage. Yes, this is footage that was actually caught by Georgia Fort, host of On the Clock. She's live every morning on this channel at 8 a.m. And I look at this. This could be Ferguson. This could be, it is Minneapolis. It could be Atlanta. And in the midst of the George Floyd protest, after they killed our brother, after kneeling on his knee, on his neck for nearly 10 minutes, we have a faction of political power that said we need to give these cops more money in the middle of COVID while we're sending your kids back to school because we need you to go to work for Amazon.
That's right. That's right. That's right. It's corporate America's version of. I mean, listen. If you're not supportive of the squad, Nina Turner, then you're supportive more of this right here. We got some election updates that came in.
What you got, man?
What I see from according to New York Times, Shontel. This I guess with Shontel Brown, the race is now 51.7 to 42.1%. Shontel Brown is up about 3,000 votes over Nina Turner as we speak. So
we're gonna keep an eye on it.
Yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on it, and that's with 38,000 voters reporting in.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it very clear. Win, lose, or draw, Nina Turner is the best thing that's happening to black politics in this country because she is a direct challenge to the people who have been picked from our community, and they have been assigned to make sure that we don't ever get nothing.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, listen. Nothing, Ben. Bro, Ben, look at me, bro. Nothing.
Not a damn thing.
Nothing. America hasn't gotten anything. And if America catches a cold, the black community catches a flu. America has gotten literally nothing except a couple of COVID relief funds and some executive orders for other communities outside the black community from the Biden administration since he's been elected. Everything else has been a conversation about, here's my thing. Biden can't even use his bully pulpit on the current filibuster right now because we are afraid of doing something.
I got to translate that for I need people to know that Joe Biden is trying to triangulate our voting rights in exchange for, that means I actually got to do something for those people. Or am I exaggerating?
No, I mean, it is. I mean, but we can no longer sit back and work out of a thought process that is a very negative thought process. That is, Joe Biden even let him come out of his mouth, y'all got to organize more. Bro, let me tell you about 2020. It was COVID in Georgia, bro. Like we people were going out risking their lives knocking on doors. Right? Let me tell you about
to help him win.
To help him win. We have to organize more. And that comes from a place where they will take black folks to the brink and then let us fall off the cliff, and we build them back up, and they'll take us to the apex, and we fall off the cliff again, and they're so used to coming back to the well because what they're doing is working, right? This is the importance of Nina. This is the importance of Nina to me, where it's not status quo consistently. It's not, okay, well, we are allowed to actually have someone who's going to say, okay, you know what? As an elected official, Joe, I'm a Democrat, but I also have black people in my district who can no longer have those answers anymore. We have to do something differently. If you have somebody who's willing right now, what's the point of working better with someone who's not working for us?
Run that one more time for the people.
What's the point of working better? What's the point of working better with someone who's not currently working for us? We're still fighting,
giving them a more efficient way to keep us screwed.
Right. We're still fighting for the basics that they told us they would do in October of 2020. We can't get that done.
What is that? What is that?
You know what? Protect voter rights, right? Like, you remember the $2,000 we were supposed to get, the $1,400 we were supposed to? I don't think we got any of that, did we?
We got 1,400 of the 2,000. We did get that, but I wanted to
I want my
$600. Well, no, we deserve more than that because, you got Canada. If I'm not mistaken, Canada is giving their people a stipend on a monthly basis. They've been getting money every single month in Canada. There's other countries across the globe that have taken care of their people during COVID-19. But what are they trying to do to our people? They're trying to send our children back to school so that you can go and work for Amazon.
That's right. I mean, and it's interesting to me because I saw this recently, and maybe you covered it. Walmart is currently willing to pay for college education of its employees. Walmart. Now, that's good, right? On the surface, right?
Yeah.
Yay, Walmart. You ready for it? It's a hoax. They capping so hard. It's a hoax. And here's why. Walmart is one of the biggest employers of human beings in America.
Yeah.
Right? If Walmart pays for college educated folks and still pays them less than $10 an hour for less than the living wage, then they've made it okay nationwide to have college educated folks get paid. Walmart think they slick.
Use a strategic. Use a slick. Slick. Quick. Use a slick. I'm getting my characters mixed up. I'm talking to you like you quick, but you sugar. Use a sweet, smooth motherfucker. Because look at how you work that thing out.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah,
you mean to tell me? So by them saying we are going to pay for our employees to go to college, they're going to start drawing more black people who want that benefit. But then that nationally suppresses the amount of money that the average college graduate is going to make because of Walmart. Kind of like how Texas education kind of rules the entire educational system of the nation.
That's right. It's a cap. And here's my thing: if you look at who donates to the Congressional Black Caucus PAC, not the Congressional Black Caucus, because I need y'all to stop blaming the Congressional Black Caucus on everything, because Ilhan and Keith Ellison used to be like, there's a lot of good people in the Congressional Black Caucus. The Congressional Black Caucus PAC, that's your problem. But look at who's one of the major donors. Wally World. Walmart. Walmart.
Can I tell you about Walmart, man? I got to do a story on Walmart. Walmart, I want y'all to know we coming. Because I discovered something called the hood tax. I discovered it many, 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 many years ago, but they still doing it. You ever heard of the hood tax?
Is it when the big dude pulls up on you because you've been trapping in a corner and he says, hey, listen, you need to come up out there or I'm gonna dump you on your head?
See, that's why I got to keep people like you around me, because we need to know all those kind of characters in our community if we're going to unify the tribe. The tribe we got to speak with a tribal voice. See, tribalism for white folks is negative, but we need the tribe. It takes a village. But no, the hood tax is what you pay to Walmart for going to the Walmart in the hood. You literally pay more money for things because you live in the hood. I got the receipts, literal receipts.
Yeah. That's it. Well, first, the average black family is a receipt of America.
Exactly. Because everybody I just said that to already knows about it. They just didn't put it to, they didn't know that it was happening in every single hood across the country. Walmart will make you pay more because they got to hire extra security, is how they explain it. They're going to have all kind of ways of explaining it. But tell me something, they wouldn't even adjust the prices. I went and bought some stuff at a Walmart in a Lily White neighborhood, and I got it for like 20% less. So I said, I need to match the prices. You know what they told me? We got to charge you more over here in Pompano Beach in the hood, the ugly corner, because we got to pay for security. I know there's people all across the country who have suffered from that exact same thing because they've been doing this to us, markers, across the country for a long time. And my question back to you one last time is, how is it that the white folks who get what they want, no matter how bad black folks are hurt, how is it that they get away with it time and time again? Because black folks know better, except maybe it's a proxy thing.
We have people who, I mean, it's easy. We have people who are paid to represent us who don't represent us, right? We have people who go to counties. I mean, like the young sister who won the mayor of Buffalo, right?
India Dalton.
Yeah, Sister Dalton, Mayor Dalton.
Black woman won the mayorship in Buffalo, New York.
We have paid people who are more willing to keep us from advancing than, listen, A lot of these
I want to
folks-
make sure. I want to make sure people get the right insinuation there, because India Dalton is one of the good people, and in reaction to her stepping up and winning the mayoralship in Buffalo, New York, the city council is considering abolishing, because a black woman won the mayorship. They're considering abolishing the entire mayor's seat. That's how they come after you when you're a black woman.
That's right. And I mean, and like, if that's how far you have to go.
Walton.
Yeah.
Walton. Thank you. I
Walton.
said Dalton. Walton. Y'all, listen, I just got off the road. My camera's messed up. I'm late. I messed up names. I got to call Georgia. I got to call DJ Exclusive. I got to call Rebecca and apologize to them for having to waiting. So forgive me, Sister Walton, for saying your name wrong.
It's I mean, you know, we have been, you know how they say you got wolves in sheep clothes? Now we have hybrid wolves sheep. Right.
You in science fiction now. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I hate to be like, and that is science fiction. Like, we have wolves with sheep DNA, right? That are so deep within our community right now. They don't even have to. We don't even have to put on a sheep's clothing. They can just come out and be a wolf.
Oh, okay. I don't know what time. What's the results right now? I don't care what the results are, unless it's a win, and even if she loses, because these wolves that got sheep DNA have become so proficient at stopping black liberation that this is just a Tuesday for them.
Yeah, with 39,000 votes totally reported from the New York Times, Shontel Brown is up 51.3% to 42.5%, by somewhere around 16, about somewhere around 3,500 votes.
Separating the two of them.
Yeah.
You help, and now that I understand what you were talking about, because I was lost for a second, but it finally clicked. You're talking about wolves in sheep's clothing, but they're so good at it that it's not wolves in sheep's clothing anymore. It's wolves with sheep's DNA. In other words, the infiltration into the black community is so proficient that they got wolves with black DNA, they got the DNA of the survivors. They got the same DNA in, and I ain't talking about Shontel. I don't know Shontel. I'm sure Shontel Brown is a fabulous person, a black woman nonetheless. But I do know for a fact that they coming after one specific black woman in the name of Nina Turner.
Right. I mean, yeah. You know, all you have to do now is just say, you know, I was with Biden from the beginning, right? Okay. And people were like, oh, you're awesome for getting that Biden wrote the crime bill.
94 crime bill, put a lot of black men in jail.
Yeah, put a lot of black people in jail. We can't forget about our dear sisters that had to suffer from that.
Come on, man.
So you don't have to necessarily even act like you care about the community as long as you have some associations, right? Like for the simple fact that Jim Clyburn can come and fly into Cleveland, a place that has absolutely no idea really who he is, and be like, I say we go with Shontel Brown, and not give any, you know, reasons why besides she'll work with me. And
and they're working with we got to call. Listen, I've been hanging out with this dude called Brother Carl Mack, and I try to call I try to put everybody on the show tonight. He said, I got stuff to do, Ben. No, he didn't say that. He said, I wish you well, give Nina Turner. He's another brother. He maxed out to Nina Turner, and he wants us to give her his best. But Brother Mack is really good at something. He calls people to the woodshed in a way that makes you show up. Jim Clyburn gonna have to answer for some stuff, man. Because what
is Clyburn gonna have to answer to?
Oh, I'd be very happy to enumerate them for you if you want to translate.
Yeah, I would love to hear what he
translate for me the way I translate for you.
Absolutely.
Jim Clyburn is actively making sure that you as a black person do not get the things that you need so that you can stop scratching and survive in good time. As we fight to try to get you out of poverty, Jim Clyburn is actively being the black man stopping it.
You mean to tell me Jim Clyburn is gaslighting black people?
This actually works really good. This is better than I thought. This is pretty good. But
as you say, enumerate some more.
Okay. Jim Clyburn doesn't want to get rid of all of qualified immunity. We want to get rid of a part of qualified immunity. Qualified immunity is what gives these cops the right to shoot you and still go back to work the next week.
You mean to tell me that Jim Clyburn is still pro-cops?
In the year of our Lord that they took George Floyd.
Listen, in qualified immunity. All right, so let's dig into that, man, because qualified immunity is that's a policy. Like that's a policy that needs to change. Cops need to be afraid of something. If you're not a bad cop, you won't ever worry about your retirement because you never do something stupid enough to worry about your retirement. Qualified immunity literally allows you to say, well, I'm gonna get my retirement no matter what. I'm not afraid of anything happening because we can't be sued for anything.
So no matter who a cop kills, let's go down the list because you're so right. We can't forget our sisters, Ma'Khia Bryant, Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland. Like, no matter who these cops kill, they could get away with killing a black woman and still go back to work. And Jim Clyburn is like, well, we don't need to get rid of all the qualified immunity. We need to just get rid of some of qualified immunity.
I mean, it's everything that. Let me tell you something about Clyburn. If a black woman got on Twitter and said, sunshine is healthy.
Well, Sunshine from Harlem. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, well, not Harlem Nights, but
we're in the
movie.
movie. It's the movie. It was a movie. It was a callback, but it's an inappropriate callback. So save me from it. Go ahead.
Yeah. If a black woman went on Twitter and Facebook and said all they had to say was sunshine is healthy for you, and that tweet becomes a tweet that gets black people to start going outside more, and it becomes a movement, the sunshine is healthy movement, Jim Clyburn will be against it. And the reason why he would be against it is because
we about to make a thing, bro. We're gonna make a thing here.
And the reason why he'd be against it is because, well, you know, Joe Biden and Nancy didn't tell me that sunshine was healthy. So, you know, until we vet that, we don't need no sloganeering.
You throw it in the air and it turns into a rainbow. Jim Clyburn don't like sunshine.
Jim Clyburn doesn't like sunshine, right? Like, and if it didn't come from one of him or one of his friends, it's sloganeering.
Yeah.
Right? No matter if it does help the black community out or it doesn't. So he's going to be looking at, well, who did that sister vote for in the primary in 2016?
Was she a good and loyal servant to the master? Who's the master in this kind of category?
See, I'm trying to keep it. I'm just trying to keep my rhetoric clean here. Ben, you kind of going.
I've been hanging out with man. Carl Mack don't get, like, I gotta remind him all the time. I said my cousin's listening, man. You don't cuss about too bad. So he don't push me over to the edge. But no. Realistically, let's keep it real. We got people who have actively worked to stop black folks from getting what we need in this country, and they have wrapped it into the veneer of blackness. They want the form of blackness, but deny the power thereof. And the lead in this cacophony of coonery and buffoonery is Jim Clyburn.
That's right. I mean, we got to get rid of them. And then I used to wonder, Ben, you remember last year I used to say, where do new neoliberals come from?
It's almost like saying, where do new racists come from? They're raised by their parents.
But I see it now. I see it, right? And they hide themselves in this world of pragmatism, right? So they want Democrats and black people to be pragmatic, but they're not passing any laws. They want us docile while they're not passing laws. So we can't act up and be like, wait, pause. You mean to tell me that you know, progressive group A gets to get what they want? You mean to tell me that moderate white women get to get what they want, but black folks are just supposed to be quiet?
Hang on. Let's try. You mean to tell me the other folks getting stuff from the government, but black folks ain't?
That's right.
Let me repeat that. Hang on. Black folks who built this country, sitting by watching other folks get stuff from this country, and we got people assigned to our community to ensure that we don't get nothing.
That's right. Absolutely. This is I'm oh, by the way, I'm just looking at these
The
turnout
results.
numbers.
What you got, man?
So NYT says 51% to 43%.
New York Times.
Brown. Does anybody have any? David, do you have any new updates for us that we can't see? Because I'm seeing people in the. Y'all better stop calling it so early, man. Her home county hasn't even come up yet.
Which is because I didn't. Now, which county is she from? Because I got a chance to be in Akron, Ohio, as well as Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland is Cuyahoga County. What county? Do you know what county she's from? I mean, we can Google it. We'll find.
Yeah, I think she's from Cuyahoga.
Yeah, well, we Cuyahoga need to show. Here's the thing: it is a special election, and it is very much a difficult task to get people to show up and vote on a regular election, let alone a special election. The people who show up and vote at a regular election, and this is what the establishment knows, are the super voters, the people who watch MSNBC, the older generation. Those are the people who are showing up, and they have a sense of comfort. I'll tell you like this. The best way I could do it is give you an example. When I was in South Carolina and I had the chance to meet Jim Clyburn, and I was covering it, the South Carolina primaries, and I was on MSNBC with Ari Melber. I remember very specifically, man, that there was a brother, a black man, who was damn near violent with me. Now, COVID hadn't come in completely, but COVID was on the way. This was back in like February of last year, right? And this brother was so angry with me because I supported Bernie Sanders and not Joe Biden. This is a black man. He was an older man. He was so angry. He's in my face, just spraying my face with all of his pre-COVID breath. All right. And I'm like, brother, I tell you what I'm going to do. If Joe Biden wins, because we got to get rid of Donald Trump, I'm going to help you win. I'm going to help Joe Biden win. If Joe Biden wins the primaries against Bernie Sanders, then I'm going to help Joe Biden win against Donald Trump. This man was so committed to the Democratic Party that he refused to make that commitment with me. So he refused to engage in good faith, because the most important thing to that. Now, I am not going to make it an attack against the older generation, because that's not what we got to do. What we got to do is understand that there are people who have been sent to our community to divide us. And they've been doing a hell of a good job for a long time. And it's about time we call them on the carpet, Jim Clyburn.
That's right. I mean, it's more than just calling them. We have to support candidates who are in their district, man, and we have to get the money, and we have to stop allowing kingmakers to happen, and we have to start creating, and we have to be unabashed progressives that actually say some things. But it just takes victories, small victories, man, and this might not work out for the Turner campaign tonight and the progressive side of the house, but we don't have to sit back and just and lick our wounds and then not come back and attack and fight really hard. We have to be abrasive. We have to keep pushing our issues. We have to actually make it known that black progressives and progressives in general can win, but specifically black progressives. There is a specific hatred. There's a specific hatred for black progressives, because black people are the backbone of the Democratic Party. We can't have y'all going out thinking that we're going to do something for y'all. Right. Like, so you have to stop black progressives as much as possible. And that's what we need to do. We need to make sure that there's more progressives. Anybody who's watching this show right now, if you're in a place where you have an established Democrat that hasn't done anything for you, run for Congress. See what happens, right?
Well, I want them to see what happens, and I got a theory in my head. I need you to help me make sure it's not a conspiracy theory. Can you help me with that?
Yeah.
My theory is that they hate and fear black radicals, black liberationists, black revolutionaries, and black progressives, and just good black people, and they fear it so much that they are stalking Nina Turner to make sure that she doesn't get power anywhere, because Nina Turner is fighting for the liberation of all people. Now, that could be a conspiracy theory, but I feel like they've been following her around the country because they did it in 2016. They made sure they punished Nina Turner, but not Bernie Sanders.
That's right. That's right. If I it's not a conspiracy theory. Like Hillary Clinton endorsed her opponent. Hillary Clinton and Shontel weren't like hanging out every day, getting cappuccinos and shit. You know what I mean? Like they are stalking her. And they're going to continue, just like they'll be stalking this show right here, just like they'll be stalking black progressives across the world. That's why we're not centered on MSNBC, not MSNBC, but like mainstream media. That's why we're not centered on in campaigns. That's why we're not talked to on a consistent basis about how we feel about politics, because your viewpoint on politics as a black progressive is not needed right now. We don't need the black community to start thinking differently. Ben, I was going to
tell you, man, you've been here for a long time and you've been sick, man. So I know
but I'm getting better. I've been
getting better, man. And I need people. Go lay down. Go lay down and recover from that surgery. Thank you for hanging out with me this long and helping me get the show started. We're going to hang out as long as we can. Sister Turner has agreed to come on. Marcus, thank you so much, man.
Hey, Ben, listen, it's always a pleasure to be with you, man. I'm going to go give me some naps and go let these stitches heal up a little bit more.
Heal up. Lay down.
All right, I'll talk to you later, man.
Thanks, man.
Hey, peace out, y'all.
Take care. I want to take a moment to continue unpacking. And David, I know, David, if necessary, I can continue to stream. I think it's critical. And I think it's critical that we understand what we're up against. We're up against forces that want to ensure that we don't actually get progress. And what progress literally translates into is the ability you can keep the B-roll up because it's about Nina. Progress is actually giving people a chance to breathe. Right now, the way the system is structured, it is at the point we're at a fever pitch in this country. The proposition that they want you, the choice that they're trying to make us make in this country is whether or not we want to eat and live and survive, or whether or not we're willing to send our kids out into the pandemic to go to school so that we can go show up at work for Amazon. That's where we are right now. And this is not the product of Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is not president anymore. There is a concerted effort to ensure that we do not get progress in this country. And I don't care win, lose, or draw tonight. I think y'all would rather we win. You at this point, establishment, it is in your best interest that Nina Turner wins tonight, because if you guys blocked my district from being represented by someone I know, and what do we mean blocked? We mean every single force except for a Barack Obama came down against Nina Turner. This is not hyperbole. This is a fact. I want to repeat it one more time. Every single major political force in this country that is associated with the Democratic Party, except for Barack Obama and Joe Biden. Hillary Clinton came out for Shontel Brown. Not because she even knows who Shontel Brown is, because she knows who Nina Turner is. Hello, somebody. Hillary Clinton came out against Nina Turner. She didn't come out to support Shontel Brown. And Shontel Brown probably is an amazing woman because she's a black woman. Every black woman I've ever run into has been pretty dynamic, with the exception of, well, Candace Owens is actually dynamic. She's just dynamically on the wrong side. And the truth of the matter is we have some people on the wrong side, on the right side, on the wrong side, like Jim Clyburn, who also came and leveraged his blackness against a black woman. Y'all better hope she wins, Jim Clyburn, because if she loses, then it is necessary and proper for us to organize against you, black man. Anyway, let's take 5. I know we, let's have a music break. The reason I bring music in is because we gotta We got to make sure that we don't allow them to set the terms of our engagement, them being anybody who ain't black. Black folks, we must dictate the terms of our engagement in this country because hell, we built it. Run me some music real quick. We'll be right back after this.
It's a giant drama.
With us being too distracted or too dozy to notice.
We need somebody that cares for the people.
No one ever makes $1 billion. You take $1 billion.
When people say the system is rigged,
guess what happens?
Hello, somebody!
You have to understand how it is we came to be here.
Biden's term is over. The whole thing is over.
Both Democrats and Republicans, they love each other. Kumbaya.
You were promised an improvement to your life.
We've seen this movie before.
And so this is the dance that we do all the time.
So it's all a joke, and the politicians know it's a joke.
It's a clown show. We're all wearing clown outfits today.
This just gets in the way of people recognizing who the real crooks are.
We have multi-millionaire Democrats and Republicans rolling in it.
And the world is burning because of that.
God damn! We need to see a spark.
Politics basically is theater. Responding to theater with more theater actually makes sense.
Hello, somebody!
You have to bring your own pageant.
To the elites of this nation, you cannot have it all. Hello, somebody!
We need to wake up.
The system that is so rigged.
What do we call it? Trickle-down economics?
Get off Twitter. Go on the offense.
You know, do some self-care, America.
I'm saying it. We're all thinking it.
I'm coming for your greed.
No one ever made a difference by being like everyone else.
Capable of addressing the most significant challenges of our time: climate change, healthcare, economic inequality.
I'm coming for your greed.
Bullying the shit out of Joe Biden and the Democrats.
The Empire Strikes Back.
Make sure that they don't get away with it.
I'm sure no one could have seen this coming. You're gonna put up with this? Or are you gonna fight back?
Yes, queen.
You gotta sacrifice more in order to get this win.
We need to talk about the players who will settle for nothing more than total conquest.
I love that. I love that clip. I absolutely love that clip. That was put together by Green Black. Pardon me. It's been that kind of a day. It was put together by Green Black Logic on Twitter at Green Black Logic. Please go over there and support them. I want to play another clip. We don't have it yet, but we're going to get it. It is a clip of Nina Turner, and she's talking about America deserves better. Now, I want to, for context, for those who may not know, I mean, we're talking about the liberation of all people, not just black people. Because when have you ever seen black people get something in this country and it don't get got by everybody else? Affirmative action helps white women just as much as, if not more, than it helps black people. When black people are blessed in this country, everybody gets something. And so it makes it even more of an insult to injury when you see people that are actively trying to stop the people, all people, from getting something. Workers, organizers, people who are out there putting their life on the line every single day in COVID as essential workers. We're trying to organize for them. Nina Turner is organizing for them, running for them. And you got people who are trying to stop workers from getting what they need. And in the backdrop, the way they get it done is by stopping Black people from getting power. Black people who actually give a damn about people. I don't know what she's saying in this clip. I haven't seen this clip, but she looked like she's speaking truth to power. Let's listen to Sister Turner.
Campaign trail. My voice is a little strained because I have been talking and walking all over this district in the last few days until Election Day on August the 3rd. I am so excited, even though my voice may not reflect that, but I am very excited about this weekend. Attorney General Keith Ellison is in the place right now. He's in town, and him and I are going to connect a little later. Certainly, Congresswoman Cori Bush is going to be coming into the place, and Senator Bernard Sanders will be here too. People are so excited about all the folks that are coming in here to help us in the 11th Congressional District. They are coming here not to be against, but for. They are for the policies that we all collectively believe in. They are for me and my leadership and the things that I want to do to help change the material conditions of the people in the 11th Congressional District, in the great state of Ohio, and also in this nation. So I am very excited. We just did a canvas launch right here in Cleveland Heights, which is a suburban community in greater Cleveland, and people were really excited to go knock on doors, and that's what we're doing. Yours truly knocks on doors too. That's how I first got my start. I knock on doors, and I'm also a donor to this campaign because I think it is important that I invest in this campaign too, just as many of you have done in Ohio 11th, in this great state and all over the country, plus the District of Columbia. And I just really sending my love to all of you. Go to ninaturner.com. There's still time. Yes, there's still time to get into this with us with your time, your talent, and your treasure. We need you. Every single vote counts. Every single phone call, text message, every single door knock counts. So it's not too late. Go to ninaturner.com and sign up for a shift. Come on and join this movement. We are going to do great things together.
She's in Cleveland
Senator
Heights.
Nina Turner.
Well, hang on. We'll come back to Cori Bush in a second. Sister Turner, Senator Turner, is in on that clip. She is in Cleveland Heights. That's where my people are from. All my people, my mother's side and my daddy's side, grandparents on both sides. My grandparents were they went to the same church. My mother's parents and my father's parents went to the same church in Ohio's 11th district. Now you can drop me back. Keep it on, Sister Turner, because I ain't got the right camera today. So I'm not from the 11th district, but that's my home. My people got married, buried, and everything else in Ohio. I was in Cleveland Heights I was in East Cleveland for the summer of 1991. Summer of 1991. That's when Motown Philly, Boys to Men, Motown Philly's back again. That was East Cleveland, 1991. That's the same year, just a few years after NWA came out. That's the vibe that was in East Cleveland back in 91 when I was there. And I promise y'all, that's the vibe that I felt when we were out there canvassing what she's doing right now. There was a high level of energy. Everybody was vaccinated because we care about each other. Listen, let me tell you what would make me turn on Nina Turner. If she turned around and asked me to send my kids to school in the pandemic, then I got to fight against her. But she ain't going to do that because I'm going to call her and make sure she ain't going to do that because I know she ain't going to do that anyway. We got to have people in power who are going to actually do something for the people. We cannot continue to allow this power structure to stay intact when it attacks people who just trying to survive. And it's going to take more than just black people. But you know what? We got to talk first and foremost through the lens, like Marcus said, through the lens of blackness. And Sister Turner is very unapologetic about that, because if there's anybody that this country owes a debt to, it is to the survivors of slavery. I want to play one more clip. Is there audio to this particular clip, David, that we're looking at? Let's run this clip real quick.
Smartest and hardest working people that I know. The real reason I'm here is we desperately need her in the U.S. Congress.
We need Nina. Yeah, I need Nina. Please send me Nina.
When you're a council person in the city of Cleveland that's dealing with crushing poverty, high infant mortality rate, lead exposure, housing disparities, you wake up angry when you fight for people every day. So I'm fighting for Senator Nina Turner because I want the angry black woman to go down there and represent me in Congress. Hello, somebody.
You don't want somebody who is going to say, yes, sir, boss, to who's in the White House. You want somebody who's going to say, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, yes, us, to the people of the 11th District of Ohio.
Why is it that the drug companies, insurance companies, the fossil fuel industry, and Wall Street, and people who supported Donald Trump are pouring millions of dollars into this campaign to defeat Nina Turner? They know that when she is elected, she is going to stand up and take them on in the fight for justice.
We're going to make sure that they understand that big money can't defeat big ideas. We want vision, integrity. We want to focus on the least of these, the poor, the working class, everyday people. That's who Nina Turner is. I want everybody to be able to live out their greatness for love. So I am asking you, if you are a voter in this district, elect me to be the next congresswoman of this district. God bless you all.
Run that back on B-roll, man. That's powerful. We are giving live coverage. It's 10 p.m. and we're going to stay on as long as we can. I don't want to leave until I get a confirmation from Senator Turner as to whether or not she can come. But we do know that they are locked in to one of the most important elections of our life. And I don't say that I don't see the election of I only needed Joe Biden. See, okay. I was nice. I did good, right, David? David, you could vouch for me. I did good. I did what I had to do to get Donald Trump out of power. But the truth of the matter is our work is not done. It is not enough for us to get Donald Trump out of power if we're not going to do anything for the people. And Nina Turner is trying very desperately to do something for the people because she knows it has to be done. The people can't take no more. The people cannot take any more. But it's so far gone on the other side of the equation that we're facing a point where they can tell us to send our kids back to school in the middle of the pandemic so that you can go work for Walmart. Because it's so critical for you to be outside of your home serving them through capitalism because they got to make their coins. And if it cost you your child's life, then, oh, well, our bad. Your kid should have kept their mask on. Your 5-year-old should have kept their mask on. See, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm going to turn the corner on the entire Democratic establishment if y'all don't get our kids safe and give some solutions that don't put our babies' lives at risk, Joe Biden. So it's the insult to the injury. Not only are they, when she said material benefits, I want to make sure I translate that because she said that in the short video, the one that looks like it was a cell phone video. She said material benefit. Material benefit is the fact that you can eat, live, that you could just survive and have some free time, some peace, education, healthcare. Do you want to see a doctor? That's what we should ask everybody in the black community, because we've been a lot of us. See, there are those of us in our community, black community, who have been doing fine in this system, and they want to protect their fine in this system. Jim Clyburn, he wants to protect his political power because the Democratic Party is doing just fine by Jim Clyburn. How is the Democratic Party doing by you? Black folks, white folks. The Democratic Party is doing just fine for Jim Clyburn. How is the Democratic doing for you? The Democratic Party doing for you? I'm going to tell you about Nina Turner's commitment. And I want to juxtapose, which is one of my two favorite words. Serendipity is my favorite word. Juxtaposition is my second favorite word. I want to juxtapose me with Nina Turner, and I can't hold a flame to that sister. I want to start off with the answer at the beginning, because I don't want you to think I'm trying to compare myself to Nina Turner. I'm trying to tell you the level of commitment that this sister had. She walks all the miles that are necessary. I had to ride a scooter. Man, I gained some. I got a gym. I got a trainer now right around the corner from my house. He's an Omega man. I found him, Jay, and he got my cousin's name. So I got to get in shape. But Nina Turner was out there walking. I was on a scooter. I was out there like one of them hipster coffee shop boys riding around Cuyahoga County. Oh, man. Nina Turner works because she believes in what she's saying. And isn't it about time we send people to Washington, D.C. that actually give a damn and believe what they say versus gaslighting you? I'm going to say it one last time. The Democratic Party is doing just fine. David, make sure you get that second video that I sent you. The one of the interview, the YouTube link. The Democratic Party is fine, is doing fine for Jim Clyburn. How is the Democratic Party doing for you? I'm gonna do everybody a favor. I'm gonna call it here because my level of commitment is such that I think I forgot to eat today. I ain't got no camera set up. I ain't been taking care of myself. I'm gonna call it, and you know what? Nina probably needs the rest more than me, so we're not even gonna wait, and we're gonna cover her by not requiring her to come here. She can come here tomorrow. Plus, David is tired. And I'm tired. I've done all I could do. Folks, we are 3 hours into coverage. 2 hours of it I was able to do with you, with Marcus Farrell, who actually wanted to make sure that he had the idea. We need to celebrate Nina Turner, win, lose, or draw. So we're going to keep our heads up, win, lose, or draw, because, listen, again, I just want to give a fair warning. I'm going to log off. I want to give a fair warning to the Democratic establishment. It would be better for you if she wins. Because if y'all messed around and have stalked Nina Turner around this country and you have dedicated your lives to making sure that she does not get any political power, the black delegation would have a few words with you. That's all I got for tonight, folks. I'm going to go get some dinner and then I'm going to go to sleep. I need to take care of myself. I just hit the wall just now. And I'm sure if I'm hitting the wall and I was riding a scooter around Cuyahoga County, and don't get me wrong, I walked, but it was just good for the juxtaposition. I know that if I'm tired, Nina is exhausted. So I'm going to talk with Nina another day this week. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. Let's call it here. We'll see you in the morning for On the Clock with Georgia Ford, the indomitable, the amazing, the phenomenal Georgia Ford, who sat in this waiting room. Please make sure y'all clip this and y'all make sure y'all tell her I apologize. And do the same thing. Give my apologies. Let them know I love them. I'll tell them myself clearly, but show them some love on social media. DJ Exclusive, who sat in the waiting room. And that brother been looking out for me day one, square one. Rebecca Azor, who sat in the waiting room while I was sitting here trying to find my camera battery because I didn't want to come on looking like we look. But it's so much more important that we make sure everybody understands that tonight, win, lose, or draw, Black folks got something to say. We'll be back in the morning. We'll see you next time.
Something to buy the button, yeah. The button, buy set the potato, that sweet life. Raise your cross. Made some dude crack a smile. He asked if I could stay a while. I'm living that high life. Time to catch a flight, but you can make me go. Unlocking all the memories of my new home. Ventilated echoes playing to and fro, back and forth, yeah. Caught some kids dancing in the alleyway. Crazy how the melodies began to play, yeah. Tell me how you feel it when you hear the lyric, yeah. My heart's in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. I left my heart in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. Shopping the girl, I brought a girl on my Vespa. She said I already told ya, yeah. I never dated a black guy. I said you're brown yourself. Let me offer help. Come on inside, where everybody knows your name, everybody knows your name. Time to catch a flight, but you can make me go. Unlocking all the memories of my new home. Ventilated echoes playing to and fro, back and forth, yeah. Caught some kids dancing in the alleyway. Crazy how the melodies began to play, yeah. Tell me how you feel it when you hear the lyric, yeah. My heart's in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. I left my heart in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. Somewhere to sunlight that always stays in and by the waterway. It's that sweet life, sweet life, sweet life. I never wanna go home, go home. I'm living in Stockholm, Stockholm. I never wanna go home, go home. Living in Stockholm, Stockholm. I never wanna go home, go home. I'm living in Stockholm, Stockholm. Yeah. Shut up, I got the bed, the body. We got Bye.